So M3GAN 2.0 bombed at the box office, only earning a third of what the original film did opening weekend. I haven't seen the film myself, I'm going to, I kind of want to, but I wanted to break down why. This has been especially helpful since the producer of the film, Jason Blum, actively talked about why he thought it bombed on the film industry podcast The Town. Now this debuted about a week ago and he was saying, oh, maybe things could change over the next weekend. That just wasn't the case. On the July 4th weekend, only opened to nearly a third of that original opening weekend. And it's not faring well currently. The international didn't really help it. It's currently worldwide at 30 million, where its original film ended its theatrical run at 180 million, with the international and domestic a little bit more split. And the original film held really well, only dropping up 40% each weekend, and it took about a month to drop to this 30 million number that it earned on its second weekend for the second film. When looking back at the second film, the budget for it was actually 25 million, so this worldwide total of 30 million doesn't seem too bad, right? Well, that's not accounting for the marketing that they did for this film or the split that they have to give the theaters. So unless this film has legs, which it probably won't with the rest of the summer blockbuster season, this film is going to be really difficult to break 50-60 million, which would be the break-even point probably. There's some very important aspects that Jason Blum himself brought up on this podcast, talking about the success of the first film and where they kind of overstepped in the second film. When looking at the development for the second film, they greenlit it almost immediately after the opening weekend of that first film, initially giving it a January release date like the first one did, but later on moving it to a summer tentpole slot in June. Now this summer's been pretty insane in terms of the output of summer blockbusters and just how well everything is done, but this film opened across F1 with Brad Pitt. Now, Jason Blum himself said on this podcast that he was having this little hope in the back of his mind that it might be F1, the little movie that could whatever. And if we're looking at the opening weekend for both of these films, it opened to more than 5 times what M3GAN earned. So, didn't quite reach that. Now here I'm going to recite exactly what Jason Blum said about why this movie failed. And I quote, "We all thought M3GAN was like Superman. We thought we could do anything to her. We thought we could change genres. We thought we could put her in the summer. We could change the way she looks. We could change her from a bad guy to a good guy." End quote. Now, if we look at the original stated genres on Letterboxd for the original M3GAN, we have science fiction and horror. And the original budget for this film was 12 million. If you're looking at M3GAN 2.0, which is how I've always liked to say, it's action, thriller, science fiction. And Jason Blum says in this podcast it's more action comedy even. And it's not like there were elements of horror comedy in the original film. So dropping the horror is inherently quite a switch. I don't know about you, but I thought there was an insane amount of marketing for this film. Jason Blum himself says he wanted a Barbie-like marketing campaign, and he believes they succeeded in that. How Jason Blum believes that they failed in this marketing was that it didn't sell people enough in the fun nature of this movie. Also, the marketing for the original film felt a lot more organic. Ultimately, the marketing most likely the film strayed too far away from what made the original interesting to people, committing too hard to those viral elements in a way that seemed inauthentic. I think this film would have opened in a January slot like it was originally supposed to. It would have done better, but there's simply so much out, this didn't seem as interesting to people. Jason Blum, despite this, said that he wants to ensure that studios still continue to make risk on their franchise or sequels, which I do agree with. Have you seen M3GAN 2.0? Why do you think it failed? Would love to see your thoughts in the comments. Remember, all movies are art, and of course follow for more content like this.